Support for Radio Friends comes from OsteoStrong. Improvements in bone density, strength, and power can be achieved by weekly 5-minute no-sweat sessions on their 4-Spectrum machines. These isometric robotic machines safely emulate high-impact loading on different parts of the skeletal system, which stimulates activity in bone-building cells. Balance and agility can be improved by 2-minute sessions on vibration plates. Every session is supervised by a trained coach. Learn more on Facebook or call to set up a complimentary wellness assessment and session. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Thursday, March the 23rd. Ken Midkiff is with us. I always enjoy having Ken on because we're not quite sure how the interview ends up. We're dealing with environmental matters today, and you came in and you said you wanted to talk about what?
The land donation of the Alspaugh property in northeast Columbia.
Yeah. Now, I read a story in the Missouri, and they did a front page story on this.
Right.
What was it, about a month or so ago?
Or less.
Yeah. It donated over 200 acres to the city of Columbia, but with stipulations there, which are good.
Yeah, and the stipulation was that the property could only be used for nature, and bike trail or pedestrian trail purposes, but no sports, no recreation, other than walking, which of course
no development on it.
No development, no.
Yeah.
And I just found out that the property was very valuable because it's within the city limits, and several developers, housing developers, had looked at the property and offered several $1 million. So the city of Columbia inherited or got a very valuable piece of property, and it's going to be used for parks and recreation purposes.
Yeah. And and that says something really positive about the family that donated it, that they cared about the environment.
Yep.
Because they could have made millions of dollars, literally millions of dollars, sitting on that, taken care of for the rest of their life. And sold that to development. Instead, they chose to forfeit that money thinking about the environment.
Right. And stipulated it was only to be used for environmental purposes. No sports complex, no baseball, no pickleball, nothing. And that, it was much, much bigger than I had originally thought. Because
is it over 200 acres?
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
201 acres.
Okay, so what is the city going to do?
It's donated to the Parks and Recreation facility, and Gabe Huffington, the new Parks and Recreation director, since Mike Griggs I expressed my condolences because he's now the assistant city manager, which is much more difficult, I would think, than the Parks and Recreation. But back to the main point, Gabe Huffington said they would totally honor the stipulations.
Well, obviously they have to honor the stipulation because it was donated with that.
Right.
Which means that there will be no swimming pools on there.
Right.
There won't be tennis courts.
Right.
The butterflies will be able to fly freely among nature, and the deer and the antelope will be able to roam freely.
Well, the only thing, and I'm meeting with Bruce, a longtime friend, by the way, and my concern is the property has been farmed for years and years and years, and it's been removed. All the trees have been removed.
Wasn't it a Christmas tree farm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of the hill was a Christmas tree farm. And then down below was what essentially was a farm field. And across Vandiver Drive, Mexico Road rather, wasn't another farm area. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, but you know what, Ken? When that land is left alone, it will return to nature over time. Now, where I live, I had 80 acres, which had been farmed and had been in hay and harvested. We let it go, and it is returning to nature beautifully. Trees are regrowing on it. It's become a beautiful prairie with tons and tons of wildflowers. So left alone, nature will reclaim it.
Yeah, but my concern is that the Parks Department does not intend to leave it alone. And they have a meeting, I think, sometime soon about plans for the property. and
Well,
it'll be
perhaps
interesting
putting
to see
in
what
wild or native plants.
Yeah.
And that would be
Correct.
wonderful if they
Yeah. Oh,
put
yeah.
in native plants to that. But the point is, there's 201 acres that's going to be available for people to enjoy.
Right.
Our natural habitat is shrinking up rapidly.
Yep.
And when somebody cares enough to donate that land with the stipulation that it be kept commercial free, that's really nice.
Yeah, it's and you know, I'm a member of the Sierra Club, local Sierra Club executive committee, and we voted unanimously in favor of the donation. And the city of Columbia, the city council had to accept the land donation, and several people spoke in favor of it, and the city council also voted unanimously to accept the donation.
Why wouldn't they?
With the stipulations.
Yeah, why wouldn't they accept it? Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, what an asset! What an asset that is to the city and to the
Yeah.
entire community in Central Missouri.
Right, and the problem, and I didn't even realize this, but I should have. There is no parks department in northeast Columbia. There's no land. Most of it is in either central or southern Columbia, and not much in northeast.
Okay.
But the 201 acres will go a long way towards solving that problem.
It will. It will. Can people are they still? Is the city still open for ideas from the community on how to protect it and what they can possibly do to enhance it?
I think the Parks and Recreation Commission would be, excuse me.
So if people want to put some comments in, they could
Right.
go contact Parks and Recreation.
I was going to say 2 cents, but maybe it's 4.
Okay, if you want to put 4 cents in, or just put your thoughts in. But remember, it's got to be kept natural. And we did a segment not very long ago with the Missouri Prairie Foundation about wildflowers.
Right.
And that would be a wonderful area to replant native vegetation.
Yeah, and I don't know what they're going to do with the Christmas tree farm, because there was a lot of firs and spruce and other trees like that on top of the hill that overlooks the valley. Hinkson Creek, by the way, runs along the west side of the property.
Yeah.
So it has the creek and bicycle trails and hiking trails and nature, of course.
Okay. So again, if people want more information, where do you recommend they go?
I recommend they go to the Parks and Recreation Department, but I can't remember the street address.
Okay. But you can look it up online.
I know where it is, but
Yeah, okay. Just look it up online.
Yeah.
The City of Columbia Parks and Recreation Department, and you can put in your 2 cents or your 4 cents or a nickel, whatever you want,
Right.
for spreading ideas. Thank you
Even
so much.
6
Ken.
cents.
Hey, if people want more information about the Sierra Club, what do they do?
Same thing. They can Google it. It's the Midmo group of the Missouri chapter.
Okay. And you're not, are you still writing, you're not in the Missourian now?
No, and at first I was kind of annoyed because I said something apparently in one of my columns that honked off the university powers, and I was writing for the Joplin Globe.
Okay, we're out of time. Talk to you next time.